Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Here to give you guys an update on the ongoing Palworld and Nintendo saga, a clarification from the last video I did about the 22 of 23 rejected patent applications that Nintendo did have for Palworld. Well, it wasn't for Palworld, but they're trying to file these patents, whether or not they are to counteract Palworld, whether or not they are to make Pocket Pair's life a little bit more difficult. I think that is ultimately your prerogative to come to a conclusion to. I think you know where I stand on that, but a little bit of a clarification that I guess lessens the blow on Nintendo a little bit on people clowning on them, but does it really? I find it a little more comical than anything. Alright, so there was a little bit of sensationalizing going on with Nintendo having 22 out of 23 of its anti-Palworld patents rejected in the US. You can view it as misleading, and now we have it clarified according to Automaton Media. Recent headlines have sensationalized Nintendo's patent filings in the US, leading a lot of people following the legal dispute between Palworld and Nintendo to believe that Nintendo filed 23 anti-Palworld patents and had 22 of them rejected. So Kiyoshi Kurihara explains for Yahoo Japan that this interpretation is misleading and it stems from a misunderstanding of how patent applications work in the first place. So, what happened was that this is around a single patent application, number 18, 652883, which focuses on gameplay mechanics involving a player riding a character or mount, more simply put. Within this application, Nintendo submitted 23 claims, individual aspects of this invention they sought to patent. This US Patent and Trademark Office initially rejected 22 of these claims, while one remained viable. So, this is all tied to mounting a character and riding it as a mount. They are essentially trying to patent mounts, and at this point, one is viable. Nintendo is trying to patent mounts in video games. Is anybody else not, like, totally, I don't know, flabbergasted by this? This is insanity. We are now patenting the ability to have mounts, mechanics involving a player riding a character. Now, so what happened, and as noted by Kurihara, it clarifies that this is a routine outcome in patent reviews. Patent applications often include a mix of broad and narrow claims. The broader ones are often rejected on the grounds of lacking novelty or inventiveness. And we talked about this in the previous video. I had said that this might be a case of Nintendo just fine tweaking it, tweaking it here and there, and then throwing it back at the patent office to get it approved. Because what it comes down to me is, and maybe this is public information, you guys let me know. Who is doing this approval? Is it the same person? Is it a committee, a group of people? What days are this going in? Is there a different group of people every day? If you get the right people at the right time and they look over something and they're like, okay, this is viable, eventually you'll get it through. It's like, I correlate this to, like, back when I was in college and you were, or even in high school, when you had to, like, do rough drafts of English papers and you would hand it in to the teacher or the professor and they would edit it and make corrections here and there and they wouldn't approve it. And then you go back, do you take it really seriously? You just fine-tune it a little bit, you throw it back in there, maybe you'll get it sent back again, but you just keep doing it. Every time that I did the draft again, I didn't take it too seriously. I'm like, eventually this dude's about to get sick and tired of this and he's just gonna let it through. And that's what happened. They eventually got sick and tired of it and they let it get through. Now, I'm sure the patent application process is a little bit more wilder than that, but is it really? And the idea is, the broader the patent claim is, obviously those are gonna be left in a less advantageous position to go through, because those are the ones that, okay, like, bro, you can't just patent mounts in general in video games. How many video games have used mounts? But if it's something like being able to mount a character and then do this specific action in a mountable character, whatever, I guess, like, that is grounds for patents. Also, the people in the US Patent and Trademark Office, are they gamers? Are they people that play video games that are looking through this? Like, who is doing this? Nobody knows. At least I don't know. I don't know who's approving these patents to go through. Is it different people? What is their hiring process? So on and so forth. That is the area of this that I feel like we should actually scrutinize, because in reality, I would think none of this should be getting patented. Why are we allowing game mechanics to be patented? I could understand why, certain things things you want to patent, like a game periphery, a hardware that's done in a very, very specific way, and you want to patent your technology, whatever. But again, the patenting realm isn't something that I'm an expert in, but just assessing it from my baseline knowledge level, how are we patenting the ability to ride on mounts, or even trying for that? And who is the group of people that is looking at this and not, like, I feel like 99% of people that play video games on the regular, that see something like this, they're like, this is a pile of garbage. But at that point, like, yo, Nintendo trying to, I guess from my vantage point, I perceive them to be abusing the patent model. I do feel like they are abusing it, and let's be real. Why are they making these patent applications now and not like 30 years ago or 20 years ago or whatever? Clearly they have something. I would have to come to the conclusion that they have something against Pocket Pair and Palworld, and they're going after that. I said this over and over again when Palworld was about to come out, that I would feel very surprised. I would be very surprised if Nintendo just lets this slide. And how is this even coming to fruition? Why is Nintendo not doing anything? And a lot of people were like, yo, Nintendo can't do anything because you can't patent character designs or art designs and things of that nature. However, everybody knows how Nintendo operates. You think that they are just gonna sit around and be like, yeah, yo, let's just let them sell millions of copies of these games using art direction that is very similar to ours. And even with that, even if you don't think the art direction is similar, the talking point online, the general talking point has been like, wow, this is actually a nice spin on the Mon collecting style of gameplay. Do I think it's a direct competitor to Pokemon? No. Do I think it's gonna affect Pokemon sales numbers at all? Probably not. I think, you know, people have enough money to buy both Palworld and the latest Pokemon titles, and the people that are into Pokemon are gonna buy the latest Pokemon games anyway, and this offers a different enough gameplay experience that it's not anything. I think Nintendo's just salty that this game did as well as it is, because when did you start hearing about all of this? It was after the game came out. It was after it sold millions upon millions of copies and it broke Steam records. That's when you heard the rhetoric really come out about Nintendo being salty about this, and when the lawsuit came out as well. That's when it all went down, and I would imagine that Nintendo saw something like this, and you would have to think they got incredibly salty. I'm sure when they saw this game initially get revealed, they were like, okay, it looks similar to ours, it's kind of annoying, but it's not going to gain any traction, and it's going to go to the wayside, and it's going to be a nothing burger story. Surprise, surprise! That wasn't exactly the case, now was it? And I don't think that this is going to be the only patent that Nintendo files, and I would think that Nintendo, if they're gonna file patents and try to get a patent for mounting and the generalization of the initial patent versus how specific they got in the future, I would imagine that they're gonna try other gameplay mechanics, and it sets a horrible precedent for gaming entirely because this is gonna be a story that a lot of other publishers are gonna look at. I'm not saying that, you know, a Rockstar is gonna look at some of the mechanics available in their GTA games and try to patent it, but they could at least look at it, and you don't want there to be a precedent where publishers and developers know that they have the power to try to patent stuff like this, and Nintendo, I feel like, sets a very, very bad precedent if this goes through, especially if it ends up being a negative impact to Pocket Pair and Palworld in totality. But, you know, again, a little bit of sensationalizing, I guess you could say, if the 23 patents was a little bit too much, but they're still trying to patent game mounts, mounts in video games, and they're trying to do the tactic that, like, I guess it's common in patenting, but like, yo, this reminds me of me in high school. This got declined, just change up the words a little bit, throw it in again, change up the words again, throw it in again. Like, bro, did you guys not do that in high school as well? I know some of y'all did that in high school and college as well. Like, some of the things that, man, some of the stuff that I was getting away with, but that was me in college, and I wasn't trying to, you know, hinder anybody else's successes. I was just trying to get done with my damn paper, you know? But that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, a little bit of an update on that, but interested to hear what you guys think. But that'll do it for me. Your thoughts down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.